Welcome to another episode of the Pacers Pride Podcast. I'm your host, Cody Emerson, as always joined by my Purdue-wearing co-host today.
Hey, it's hate day.
It is the game,
yeah.
Which you'll be going home after we get done. But yeah, joined by Dylan, as always. You're wearing all Purdue. I'm gonna be against you guys today because since we lost earlier this week. But
I feel good about this game. Allowed 3 times their opponents to shoot 17 3-pointers in a game. Last time we faced a team with bad defense, we set the Big Ten record for threes, and we shot 55% from it. So I'm feeling confident. So
yeah,
we're going for the Miller sweep. We beat Sean Miller earlier in the season, and we got to beat Archie.
Got to beat the twin brothers.
Yeah.
Might as well. All right. Well, unfortunately, my Ohio State Buckeyes, they lost on a stupid buzzer beater, but I'm not going to talk about that. It was a good week for the Pacers. We have that loss at Cleveland, which we'll get into in a little bit. But overall, 3-1 week?
Yep.
Which we called...
We called it in one form or fashion.
Yeah. I called that they were in 1-4 because I just thought they'd beat Cleveland, but they didn't, and we're going to get into that game. And then we're going to save the best game for last. Never thought I'd say that with the Magic game last night.
Yeah.
If you didn't watch, you missed a tale of two halves. But
pretty much,
I said, we will dive into that game. But we're going to recap San Antonio, Phoenix, then Cleveland, then Orlando, so let's dive straight into it. Pacers, we called this game.
Especially without Kawhi.
Yeah, the Spurs did not have Kawhi, and I thought this, especially coming off the Lakers' loss, we both predicted the Pacers would probably beat the Spurs, and that's exactly what happened. The Pacers, excuse me, ended up winning 94-86, and just only 86 points by the Spurs, which, they're not going to blow you away. Whoops, forgot to mute my laptop. Should probably check that before you do a show, but
yeah,
that's on me.
I did it too, but mine was less recognizable. So.
Well, whatever. Anyway, back to the game. The Pacers, their defense, I'm going to credit their defense a lot. Because, we talked about you have to contain LaMarcus Aldridge. Maybe Rudy Gay did not play. He was hurt.
Yeah, he was out too.
Pau Gasol and Tony Parker and guys like that. Their leading scorer, I'm trying to look, was Pau Gasol with 14. So, and they shot about 43%, 9 of 34 from 3. Jeez. I don't expect a Spurs team to be taking 34
we weren't much
game.
better. We were 4 for 19.
I'll take that. It's a win, but because we shot 44%, I think the key was the free throws.
Yeah.
Obviously, 16 of 17 from the free throw line, and Vic was our leading scorer as he always usually is. Had 19, but did not have to play. He played 36 minutes, but no Pacer blew us out of the water with their scoring.
Very balanced, yeah.
3 players off the bench had 9. Big Al, Corey Joseph, and Lance, which I want to give Lance huge props. We're going to get into his performances later when we recap Cleveland and especially the Orlando game. But he's really coming on as of late, and kind of good that we're kind of getting to see the good Lance again.
Yeah.
Just because there is we get good and bad Lance, but we've been getting lots and lots of good Lance as of late. Good to see for him. And also, while Miles is kind of still working his way back, huge props to Big Al Jefferson. Gonna, once again, get into him a bit later too. But we were texting back and forth, I think, last night. I know people may want to see a bit more of Ike and Alex, but when you have a crafty veteran who can just work his way, I think, because especially last night, I think Birch He's guarding against Birch or something for Orlando, like a rookie or something. He can just school those rookies and down in the low block and teach them a lesson or two. So I like what Big Al's given us while Miles is still working his way back.
At this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's dealt with lots of foul trouble, especially last night.
Yeah.
But the Pacers ended up getting the win, holding the Spurs to 86 points, and the Spurs, I believe, only, at the time, second loss at home.
I think so, yeah. They're now 3, but I think this is the first time they've not swept an opponent in at least taken one game out of an opponent since 2001. I think that's what they said at Fox Sports Indiana. Usually San Antonio at least takes one game away from an opponent that they play each season. But this time the Pacers swept them both at home and away, which I think that's the first time either the Pacers have done it or opponents has done it since 2001, which either or is still an incredible feat.
It's, just say you can sweep the Spurs and go. Now it'd be 5-1 against Cleveland and San Antonio. If you told me the Pacers were going to do that, I would say you're an absolute psychopath or something. I don't know. Or insane, but the Pacers, they play well. They get up for big games, especially it was in San Antonio, as we said, which granted, you don't have Kawhi, you don't have Rudy Gay, you're relying on Kyle Anderson.
They didn't even have Manu. Manu didn't play.
Manu didn't play? Oh, no. Well, thank God for injuries, kind of.
Yeah.
Hate to wish injury upon any player and get well Kawhi because I personally love watching Kawhi play.
Yeah, the league's better with than without you.
Yes, he is. And maybe, unfortunately, due to Boogie's injury, speaking of it, going really off topic here.
PG got in.
Yeah. Our good old friend PG got in because of Boogie tore his Achilles. Wishing him a nothing but speedy recovery because you don't want to see that. But
anybody play
and maybe if Kawhi was healthy and playing, Kawhi would have got in ahead of PG. But we can debate that all day. But
I still think Chris Paul should have got in, but that's just me.
Yeah, people should maybe give him love some MVP.
Yeah.
But who knows? But PG did get in. I mean, he's having a good season.
I think he's leading the league in steals, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Always been a good defensive player, as Pacers have known, but oh well. But yeah, the Pacers end up beating the Spurs, moved to 25-22 on the season at that point.
And then went home.
And yep, they were now 11-12 on the road, which
I'll take.
Yeah, I mean
That's
it's not bad
500.
for this team. Coming into the year, I thought coming into this year, we did not expect this, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm going to save, because I have a thought that I've been holding in for a little bit. Just because I read an article, I don't know if you may have seen it, but I'll save it for the end of the show when we have time.
All right.
But yeah, the Pacers took care of business. 8-point win against the Spurs. That was a pretty good win. So, and as Dylan said, swept the season series against the Spurs, which no team hardly ever does. Yeah. So good to see them get a win there. Then the Pacers came back home and took care of business against Phoenix. This typical Phoenix game. I mean, once again, swept the season series. We played them not last Sunday, but 2 Sundays ago, the 14th, and beat them handily. This was another 15-point win. I don't know what it is about Josh Jackson, but he really likes playing against the Pacers.
Yeah.
Because he really
20 points plus 15, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 5 fouls, but nice shooting. 2 for 5 from 3-pointer and 7 or 11 from overall from the field. But
I know how you love. I'm starting to check this out now that you start to love it. Your plus minus.
Yeah.
Plus 37 and plus 35 for Thad and Victor.
And then if you want to look conversely, Devin Booker finished with negative 33.
And yeah, TJ Warren finished negative 30. So Devin Booker went 5 of 16, 9 of 9 from the line. So,
yeah, and 0 for 4 from 3.
So
I don't know why the Pacers just have Devin Booker's number.
I mean, it's good to see.
Yeah. I should clarify Victor Oladipo who has Devin Booker's number. So.
Yep. And this was a game where I believe Darren Collison, did not play due to personal matters. We're not going to dive deep into that because I don't think anything was really announced about it. But he's back with the team, obviously. And Joe Young got to start in his place.
Played admirably.
Not a bad game for Joe Young. I mean, good to see him get like a bulk of the minutes. He played 34 minutes, which he usually never does. He only shot 3 of 7. Take it with what you will. But 6 points, I mean, good to see him get maybe his feet wet. Because as I've said on the show plenty of times, I like Joe Young. And when kind of seems like we're starting to go away from him. We had this like stretch of like 10 games or whatever where he and obviously TJ Leaf is hurt right now, but had this stretch of games where he played and kind of he seems to not be getting many minutes now. I don't know.
He got minutes at least in the Magic game that I watched, but I think I liked Joe Young to this point. He's been outperforming me or my expectations by far to this season at this point. It'd be too critical to look at this game and say, "Oh, he had a horrible game."
Oh yeah.
He played 34 minutes. I'm assuming the most he's ever played in an NBA game.
Oh yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
And he didn't lose the game. That's key. I mean, he had 3 turnovers, but he wasn't the reason. He didn't hinder the team. He didn't help the team. I think he just filled the void.
Yeah.
So.
And you need that from time to time.
Yeah.
Especially with DC being out. Surprise. I mean, I don't know if not Lance. Oh my God. Coach McMillan was wanting to roll with that bench. Coach Lance. I mean, Lance could probably be our coach for all I know. I
don't think we'd get much done. I think he'd just be strumming the air guitar on the sidelines.
But I don't know if he wanted to stick with that second unit because I would have expected Corey Joseph to be in that starting lineup, maybe with Darren Collison out.
Yeah.
But
I think he still likes Corey Joseph off the bench.
Yeah, Corey is, I still want to say, one of our best defenders, right up there with Thad, I would think.
Yeah, especially Magic game. But yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. And speaking of which, Bojan had himself a good game. Speaking of defense.
Yeah.
Bojan, please fix your defense. Yeah. Please. But anyway, Thad had a really good game. 22 points, 10 of 13. Really nice to see Thad in this stretch of maybe like these past 10 or so games. He's starting to really come along. As we get closer to the trade deadline, I still haven't heard anything. As far as Thad rumors go,
me neither.
I haven't heard.
I know they said on the broadcast last night the GM Chad Buchanan, which I don't know how much of a power
Is
Buchanan
that the GM
has.
of Magic?
No, that's the GM of the Pacers.
Oh, shows you how much I know. Kevin, I get him and Kevin Pritchard confused.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I think Kevin Pritchard is the actual deal maker, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
president of basketball operations or in GM.
Yeah.
I thought they had the same role. I guess not.
But Buchanan said he said that we're happy that we're in a playoff position. We're not going to make a move that will destroy team chemistry, but we're also not going to go for a short-term playoff run. I think that's what he said. So he's alluding that we're not going to destroy this team with any moves, but we're not going to make a move that would only just be short-term success, not long-term success, which I mean is the right thing to say, but that doesn't really give us any indication of what they will do on the deadline or not. But
I remember I brought up after the show, I think we were walking our basketball game last week, I was starting to think of power forwards that maybe I would want for Thad, because especially if Thad's going to leave in free agency, which that all signs, I believe, point to him leaving. Maybe this run, if we make the playoffs, maybe win a series, maybe that changes, I don't know. But all signs from what I have been seeing has pointed Thad wanting to leave. But so if he's going to leave, I would want to get something for him. And I mentioned, I know it's an in division trade, but a nice young stretch forward, Nikola Mirotic. The Bulls have said he's out there for trade. So, I mean, yeah, we'd probably be sacrificing some defense with Thad, obviously, but I mean, it's something. I don't know.
Yeah,
and Kevin Pritchard has, especially nailed his first off season with the trades and the free agents. So maybe he can work his magic and find something, or maybe just stay pad, and we'll see what happens. But we'll see what happens with Thad. Did you want to say?
Well, all I was gonna say is the league is very thin at the 4 spot, which makes it good for us because we have a good 4, but it makes it bad because we don't have anybody to replace. And if we trade Thad for another 4, it's not likely you're gonna get a good 4 in return, which will then make a void that TJ Leaf will have to fill. And TJ Leaf hasn't really gotten that much minutes to this point in the season, so you have to exercise some caution if you trade Thad, knowing that you don't have the greatest in backups to fill the void. But if you get, I don't know, it depends on what you get and
what offers come your way and who calls and stuff like that. But we got off topic real quick. Back to the Phoenix game as we finish recapping this. Another strong performance from Sabonis too. 19 points, 8 boards. He's just filling that void that, as I said, is being left by Miles as he still works his way back from another injury. Really hoping he can get back to the player we saw a bit of last year, because it sucks to see him go through so many injuries early on in this season. And maybe because I think if we're gonna maybe win a playoff series, we need Miles out there, and also try and contain the fouls, because I know especially last night. I don't know. I didn't watch the first half because I wasn't able to, but I did watch the first half a little bit, but
we'll say that for the Magic game when we get to it.
We can save that, but foul troubles were an issue. But yeah, the Pacers took care of business as they're 15-10 at home, which is why I would like to get to a game. Hopefully, I may get to go Saturday. Need to talk with one of my friends, and I may get to go and maybe live tweet the game from the game, but we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, good luck with the Bankers Life Wi-Fi.
Yeah, very, very true. I forgot about that. That would be hell to try and do, but maybe. All right, but yeah, Pacers took care of business. 116-101. They improved to 26-22. Then, after this game, the Pacers played host to our good friends from Cleveland.
Cleveland played host to us.
Oh yeah, we went to Cleveland live. As I just held the mic, but we went to Cleveland. And you live tweeted this.
No, it was my birthday.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was able to live tweet the second half. Because I was working, and then I saw that the score was 70-60 something at half. I can't remember exactly what it was. And I remember as I just got off work, I will be running back to my dorm as I will be live tweeting the second half of this game. So let's just dive straight into it. The Pacers, they fought hard. The defense, I think, stepped up well in the second half, but allowing 70 points in the first half, I mean, you're able to come back against Magic, which, as said, we're going to get into that game. But you just can't allow 70 points, especially to a Cleveland team, and expect to maybe pull out a win. As I tweeted out, the reason... I don't think LeBron James was the reason Cleveland won this game. The reason Cleveland won this game is because finally they got help. Or finally LeBron got some help, because there was a Derrick Rose sighting. Don't know where he's been with his, I should retire. I don't know if I'm going to retire. My eye hurts. I don't know.
Yeah, and then got injured again.
But yeah, he showed up last night, had 14 points off the bench, 6 of 8. J.R. Smith will not shoot 7 of 13 from 3. That will not happen.
Yeah.
But he had a good night. Could not be really stopped. We contained Isaiah Thomas. I mean, Isaiah went 5
Well,
of 13.
That's not hard to do. Everybody
Really?
on the team's taller than him. Well, I mean, that's easier said than done.
I was about to say he's the leading scorer in the league last year.
Yeah.
But this was the first game I believe the Cavs introduced the new look lineup, I guess, because they made a change. They moved Jay Crowder to the bench and brought Tristan Thompson. Moved Kevin Love back to the 4 and put Tristan Thompson in at the 5. And just, I mean, as I said, the role players really stepped up because you had Jeff Green, who had 11, Derrick Rose, who had 14, LeBron got a triple-double. I mean, it's one of those nights, especially if JR's hitting 7 of 13 threes.
Oh wait, no, he didn't have a triple double. He had 10. Oh, he did have a triple double, but he also had 11 turnovers.
Yeah, he had a quad double with those turnovers.
Yeah.
But yeah, they shot 13 of 37 from 3. Pacers shot 13 of 31. So really, the difference I think was the Cavs just shot better overall from the field. Bojan was, and I tweeted this out, I just don't understand. I would rather have Bojan out on Kevin Love, to be quite honest.
But then Kevin Love would just back him down.
I'd rather have Kevin Love beat us than LeBron. With this Cavs team, it's pick your poison, to be quite honest, I think. I would have Thad go everywhere LeBron goes. Thad is by far our best defender, I think. It's
a tough cookie.
I understand. I mean, guarding LeBron is no easy task.
Yeah.
And I understand. It's when the freight train that is LeBron James is coming down at you, it's going to be hard, but at least maybe try and put your best defender out there on him. Because as we've alluded to for most of this season, Bojan is just not that good defensively.
Yeah.
And so he's streaky on offense, and just his defense is, no offense, Bojan, it's not good. But Lance, we had Lance on LeBron. I mean, I kind of like that matchup because Lance can get in LeBron's head, as we've seen.
Yeah.
But the Pacers, as they usually do, did not give up. They outscored the Cavs 28-18 in the fourth quarter, and I think they could have cut it to maybe 3 at one point. I can't remember exactly the plays off the top of my head, but they were making a run, and then just couldn't finish. So I thought the defense would carry over into the Orlando game, but boy was I wrong. But yeah, we're gonna dive into that game about right now. But the Pacers, they just lost to the Cavs, but as I tweeted out afterwards, also I will take a 3-1 series against the Cavs.
You're not gonna. It's hard to beat them all 4 times, especially at home. But taking a 3-1 series lead is nothing to be disappointed at. I figured they were gonna take one eventually. I just didn't know when because it's Cleveland. It's like the Spurs. We got lucky with the Spurs. I didn't think we were gonna get so incredibly lucky and go 6-0 with Cavs and the Spurs. So I think it was.
I mean, it's bound to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, just one, as I said, 3-1 against the Cavs. If you would have told me that coming in, I would have said no.
Yeah.
And I think this is good for this Pacers team because, especially, we all know what happened last year in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So
exercise your demons.
Yeah. If Pacers can maybe meet the Cavs in the playoffs, they have this 3-1 series advantage, but obviously the playoffs and LeBron, it's a whole different animal. But that's far away because tons of things could change because I think right now the 3 through 9 is separated by
4 games?
4 games, something like that. It's very, very close. And the Pacers are right in the thick of it. I think we're currently maybe 6th.
We were tied for 8th coming into that game. I believe.
After the Magic game, I think I checked last night.
We are 6th, yeah.
So.
And we're half a game back of Washington, the 5th.
And so, as I said, those could change from time to time. We could be as high as 3. We could be as maybe even miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's just that tight in the East as it always is. And our last game that we're gonna get into, we said, the most exciting game,
Yeah.
which if you were to look at the schedule, you'd be like, how in the heck is this the most exciting game? It's the Orlando Magic. Well, that's because the Orlando Magic. You know what? I'm gonna let you recap it because you were live tweeting it for you live tweeted the game, so you were able to watch most of it and understand what was going on. So go right ahead.
Well, the first half was the tale of Biombo and Hazonia, the all-star snub campaign apparently that they went on. Hazonia destroyed, I think, Miles Turner on a dunk.
I saw that put Miles on a poster. Right?
Yeah, which you don't really see often out of Miles Turner. Usually he prevents posters, but Aaron Gordon was just driving, kicking it to Biombo, easy shots. Same with Hazonia. He was just driving, hitting threes, doing whatever he wanted on the offensive end. Pacers looked less than inclined to play defense or offense. They were taking bad shots, just kind of dribbling, trying to play hero ball on the offense, which led to an early 17-point deficit at half. But there was a turnaround. I think the Darren Collison three to take it to halftime is what really pushed this team over the edge, gave them some confidence going into halftime. And then after halftime, it looked like a completely different Pacers team. They had energy. They played defense. They got good offense, good shots. They drove to the attack to the rim, which led to a 21-point comeback.
Which is something
we're
unfortunately
used to, yeah. But it's our third, I think, 20-point comeback at home or something.
I think our sixth. I was watching the post-game show. I believe our sixth comeback of 17 or more.
I mean, it's good to see we come back from those, but I would like to not be in the position to have to come back from
what Quinn Buckner was saying. He was just like, this team unfortunately just keeps getting put in these positions.
Yeah.
And you come back and win all these, but as I was saying, this game was at home. And this was a sellout crowd. And I remember, what's his name? Who does the after halftime interviews?
Jeremiah Johnson. Oh, Dan Burke?
Yeah, Dan Burke. He was saying that that they disappointed this crowd, and this crowd should be upset and stuff like that. But
Dan Burke.
Yeah, I love isn't it Popeye Jones or something like that?
Yeah, there's Dan Burke and Popeye Jones.
Those are two different people. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, this, as I said, this really started. We're going to talk about Lance.
Lance and Victor. I don't want to slight Victor because he's the one who,
Victor,
early timeout in the third quarter, really lit a fire under this team and yelled, "Let's go win this game. Let's not toy around." So, credit to him and Vic, or Lance and
Vic, and I think the three people that sparked the fourth quarter were Sabonis, Victor, and Lance, because Lance he went 9 of 13. He was making his shots from the get-go. Just making acrobatic shots like he usually does. Some that should have been fouled, but
a lot of them should have been fouled, if I'm being honest.
But no, as I remember, you tweeted out, the refs can only officiate
one half of the court.
Yeah, because
the Magic were getting plenty of calls, whereas the Pacers seem to lack those.
Yeah, because Sabonis, and this was the first game Miles Turner. This was the first game he came back, correct? Yeah. He had 5 fouls
in 11 minutes,
and so I mean, part of that is just working your way back into the game, and I believe just part of that's just terrible officiating.
Yeah,
because
we had 19.
There were some calls that
we had 19 free throws. Orlando had 32. Discrepancy at its finest.
And I'm glad we came back and won, because just Orlando 6-21 away. I mean, granted, they only have 14 wins on the season.
Don't be slacking. They did beat Boston and Minnesota
they have beat
this
good
week.
Teams.
Yeah.
I remember Kristen Airy saying that during the broadcast, and I understand that, but it's Orlando.
I know.
As I said, I'm glad we won, but I don't think and I understand it's back-to-back, but I'll take a win. A win's a win.
We got it done. Every win is beautiful. no matter what the score is.
But yeah, I'm happy we got the win.
Mm.
Pacers moved to 27-23, and as we said, are 6th in the Eastern Conference,
Yes,
only a half
correct.
game out of 5th, and with a favorable, I would say, week coming up, especially, once again, we hate to tell injury news, but the Grizzlies, we're going to preview this game before, we're going to preview the Charlotte game, then preview the Grizzlies game, but side note to the Grizzlies game, the Grizzlies have announced that they have shut down Mike Conley for, I believe, the season, so...
With a ankle injury or something, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a calf, maybe a calf injury. We hate to, as I said, I hate to wish injury upon any player because I really like Mike Conley.
Yeah.
This seems like after he signed that contract,
Highest paid injured player in
the league.
Yeah.
All right, but
not anymore.
We're going to get a heavy dose of the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
This week.
Almost back to back.
We play them Monday, which that's tomorrow. Yeah, that's tomorrow. Today is Sunday. Getting my days.
Funny how things work.
Yeah, I know. Funny how the days of the week work, right? But Charlotte. I mean, the Pacers and the Hornets have kind of been in the news, because the rumored Kemba Walker trade, which Michael Jordan has come out and said the only way they are trading Kemba Walker is for an All-Star, which that would basically mean we give up Vic, which will not happen.
Yeah.
So can probably shut down the Kemba to Indy rumors, but
barring some blockbuster trade or whatever.
Yeah, barring like a 3-4 team trade, whatever.
Just before you go into it, Hornets injury news: Michael Carter-Williams will miss the last night's game against Miami. He's day-to-day. I'm not sure if he'll make it to the game against the Pacers. Also, they will be without Cody Zeller. He's just returning to 5-on-5 practices, so I doubt he will be available Monday against the Pacers.
It's like Cody Zeller hasn't done much anyway, so.
Yeah.
But I fully expect a win. I mean, Charlotte they're starting to get it together, kind of. They do have wins.
They beat the Heat. They almost beat the Heat, but
beat the Hawks. I mean, that's nothing. Beat the Kings. They did beat the Wizards pretty handily by 24.
Yeah.
And the Pistons, but the Pistons have
I think the Wizards have been struggling too. Wizards have been. I think John Wall's been yelling at the organization a little bit, but
they're 20-28. They were, I think, just not good at one point.
Yeah.
But they're starting to get it. They're starting to get it together.
Especially since their number one pick is in the G League, I think Malik Monk.
Yeah, Malik Monk. So he hasn't performed well.
I thought he was going to be good.
I will give one thing the Pacers will have to work on, and really hope that maybe don't know how well we're gonna or when we're gonna throw Miles back into the starting lineup.
I think we still give it to Sabonis. He's still working his way back.
Yeah.
They said he's still even wearing the brace on his elbow. So.
But gotta contain the rebounds and gotta contain Dwight Howard. I'm gonna say that right now.
Dwight Howard's having a resurgence.
He really is in Orlando. Let me check he's averaging almost 19 points, about 13 rebounds, and I'm just curious about 1.75 blocks. So, if 1.8 really, and gotta contain Kemba too. So I would focus on those two players. Wait, no, Dwight Howard's that's his PER. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Dwight Howard's averaging
16,
not 19. I was looking at his PER. So still Dwight Howard he's had some 2020 games this season. And we know how we were watching it last night, how the Pacers struggled getting those rebounds and even in the final possession.
Yeah.
Because after Aaron Gordon missed that free throw, Jonathan Simmons, if he would have hit that three.
Yeah, it would have been a dagger.
It would have. But you just got to contain the rebounding game. So I think the Pacers pull out a win. I mean, I don't I don't see Charlotte getting too much help. I mean, Charlotte has quality guys, and I don't see why I don't know exactly why they're struggling, but Nick Batum has been really struggling. I believe they re-signed him to like a 5-year deal this offseason. I can't remember exactly.
It was a big one, I remember.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, he's always a really good defender. So, they may try and put him on Vic. I'm not 100% sure. But Jeremy Lamb is also a decent perimeter defender, so we'll see how that goes. But all in all, I think we'll pull out a win. I think we have just too much weapons.
Yeah, we can go ahead and just say we win both times.
Yeah, we can win both times, so we don't have to preview both.
Yeah.
Because
they play Monday, then they go to Memphis, and then they go to Charlotte on Friday. Ooh, that's a back-to-back. I just realized Friday at Charlotte, then they come home to Philadelphia. That could be a trap game.
The Philly game will be. The Philly game will be a good game. No, I want to go. I want to see Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. That'll be
fun.
That'll be a fun game. Wish I could see Markelle Fultz, but we'll never see him with that ugly shot that he has. Yeah. But
some say that shot's still broken.
It is. But yeah, so Monday and Friday, I'm gonna predict a win because I just think we'll be fine. Maybe Charlotte. I think the second game in Charlotte will be much closer. What is Charlotte? I'm kind of serious what they're
20 and 28.
I know they're 20 and 28, but like home and road. I'm curious. See if I can try and find it real quick.
Oh man, I just looked at the
Charlotte 6 and 14 on the road. And so that means they're 14 and they're 500. Yeah, they're 500 at home and just absolutely abysmal on the road. So are we really average? We're average. Oh my gosh.
What?
We're allowing the same amount of points per game. 105.5. I just now realized that. And we're scoring a point better than them. We're at 106.6. They're at 105.6. They beat us in rebounds, though, at 46.5. We're shooting a better field goal. We're shooting 48%. Really? Okay. I mean, sometimes I trust ESPN, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think both times we'll get the win.
Yep. On to
the Memphis game.
At home.
As we said, the Pacers are 16 and 10. I think we'll be if we win in Charlotte, 17 and 10 at home with no Mike Conley.
No Tyreek Evans' illness as of Friday. Did not play against the Clippers because of the illness. I suspect he'd be back. I don't think an illness would travel all the way to Wednesday. Chandler Parsons is day-to-day. He's questionable for their Monday game against the Suns. Obviously, Mike Conley's out. JaMychal Green is questionable against the Suns. So it's safe to say Ben McLemore was out Friday against the Clippers with a knee. Jarrell Martin was questionable for the game against the Clippers. I'm not sure if he was out or not. But it's safe to say the Grizzlies have their fair share of injury problems to deal with.
Yeah.
And that's not a good time to have those because they are struggling.
All aboard the struggle bus.
Yeah.
But I think we take care of Memphis. Don't see there's really... I mean, obviously, Marc Gasol is going to be huge forever.
Yeah. I mean, this team has not a lot of depth that you can allow him to go off, and you'll still be fine.
We said that with Kristaps.
True.
We said that with the Knicks and Kristaps, and Kristaps just willed the Knicks to win that one time. But they're currently on a 2-game losing streak, 17 and 31. I just don't see without Mike Conley, as you said. I think Marc Gasol can maybe go off for maybe 30, and we still be fine, as long as we don't come out and shoot it just abysmal.
Yeah. I mean, the Grizzlies have 4 players that are scoring and averaging double figures, and then 1, 2, 3 of them are on the injury report.
Oh, okay.
Marc Gasol is the only one scoring double figures that is healthy.
Well, then.
So, yeah.
We'll see how the injury bug plays for them. But just... Yeah, I think just contain Marc Gasol. We'll be fine.
Yeah. This shouldn't be too hard of a game. I want to say that, but something...
Memphis is always that gritty team.
Somehow always make it to the 8th seed in the West, no matter what team they have.
So, but I think we'll pull out a win again. Just go win, hopefully.
And then back home to Philadelphia.
This game, I want to be
I'm going to say
confident.
loss, just because it's a back-to-back.
And we have seen how we perform recently in back-to-backs. This team, I just don't want to... I want to say we're going to pull out a win, but I'm going to end up in saying a loss because, well, is Philly playing on a back-to-back?
I'm looking right now.
Because if they are, I don't know if Joel Embiid will play.
Are they still doing that? No.
I have no idea. I haven't heard
They
anything.
do have a back-to-back. They play at home against Miami on Friday and then travel to Indy.
So
we're both on back-to-backs.
So if they're still doing that back-to-back thing with Joel, that could change for me. I mean, we'll see, obviously, as the week gets closer, as that game gets closer on Saturday.
Yeah.
But...
And they have a tough schedule. They are at Oklahoma City tonight. They go to Milwaukee on Monday. They go to Brooklyn on Wednesday, come home for Friday against Miami, then travel to Indy again.
I think that can be... I think this will be a single-digit game either
no doubt.
way. Because I remember Philly beat us. They beat us once before, haven't they? I think earlier this season.
I don't know.
I think they have.
Yeah, they beat us Friday, November 3rd, 121-110.
About to say, is that the only time we've played them?
Yeah, that's the only time we played them. And then we play them one more time in March.
So, I don't know.
I don't...
This is a really tough
my
game
gut's
to call.
saying no, so I'm going to go with my gut and say it's a loss.
I'm going to be optimistic and say we win. That could change, obviously, as long as it's closer.
As long as JJ Redick doesn't do what he did last time.
Yeah, and just absolutely go off from 3.
Yeah.
Just contain Ben Simmons. Bojan, please, looking at you.
Well, I think JJ Redick's going to be on, or that's going to be Vic. Vic.
Oh, yeah, because he is the... No, probably...
guard.
Well...
Robert Covington, I think, plays 3.
They have Ben Simmons technically playing point guard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we're technically...
I mean, he's listed as a point guard on ESPN.
So, technically, it'd be Darren Collison. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would make sense. I'd put Vic on Ben and then maybe put Darren Collison on JJ because JJ's a bit shorter.
Yeah.
But we'll see how this week plays out. Hopefully, kind of like this past week did. With
3-1.
3-1. I mean, I'll gladly take that.
Yeah.
So, and forgot to mention, although really quick, as you guys probably know, but in case you've been sleeping under a rock, Vic got on the All-Star team.
Yeah. So Sabonis is going to the All-Star break, but he's not an All-Star.
Yeah, and he will be on the
World team
for the Rising Stars Challenge. And have we heard anything about dunk contests?
Vic is in the dunk contest.
He's officially accepted it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I haven't heard anything otherwise. So.
Okay.
So the dunk contest is Victor, Aaron Gordon, Dennis Smith Jr., and Larry Nance.
That game, or that contest is...
Though I wanted to see... Afterwards, Larry Nance tweeted out fake news, lol. So I was led to believe that Larry Nance didn't accept it, but after they announced it, Donovan Mitchell put out a thinking emoji, which I was hoping that meant Donovan Mitchell would be joining it because I would love to have seen Vic, Dennis Smith, Donovan Mitchell, and Aaron Gordon. That would have been the perfect lineup.
I could have sworn after last season, or not last season, but after the last one Aaron Gordon did, he said he wasn't going to do it again. But
yeah, he had last year was kind of disappointing. I mean,
was he in it last
Glenn
year?
Robinson won it, but Yeah, he was in it last
He
year.
was in it last year. Okay, yeah. I mean, I would love to see back-to-back Pacers win it.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be
Granted,
pretty,
the last year's,
I'm-
it was very disappointing.
it was, but props to GR3. I mean,
He won a really crappy
won it?
dunk contest.
I mean, that's not his fault.
No, but it
So-
was just
But also before we leave, as we've tweeted out throughout the week, we finally reached 500 follows. So to reward you guys, as promised,
Mm-hmm. I'm holding my promise.
we'll be doing our jersey giveaway, and Dylan has them details for you.
Immediately after this, I am going to send out a tweet. The instructions are relatively simple. Retweet and follow us. If you are not following us, you are not eligible for the prize. If you do not retweet the tweet I am about to send out, you are not eligible for the giveaway. You must live in the U.S. Just because I'm gonna try to save as much money as I can on this. Sorry, not sorry. But after we're gonna give it a week, we'll announce the winner on this show next Sunday, and then we will contact you. You can pick which player you want. We're not going to do the official Nike ones because those are like $200. So sorry, not sorry. It'll do a custom one, so you can pick whatever player you want. You can do your last name if you want, whatever you want on there, as long as it's not profanity. I'm not gonna put you name what, but. You'll pick whatever you want. I think we can pick color and scheme. If we can, if it's either.
I think it's the icon or the statement.
If it's gonna be the blue ones, I think it's gonna be the blue ones. But I'll see if we can try to do it for the white ones and the gold ones if they have them available. I doubt they have the city ones available, but you'll be able to pick whatever you want. And then on Sunday, I will just assign everyone who retweets it, and assuming they're all following, a number, and I'll randomly pick the number. So should be easy. Hope to give someone a good jersey. And
yeah,
should be just a thank you. Said. Yeah, just a thank you for you guys for sticking with us and making us relevant.
Yep, because obviously we wouldn't
run now.
Or you can send it out right now as I'm wrapping it up. But as he just echoed what Dylan said, we couldn't be here without you guys. So, as we said, once we got past that 500 follower mark, we just wanted to reward you guys with a nice little Pacers jersey that you can rep wherever,
even we
whenever.
Don't have one.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, the newest. What really ticked me off was I got a Miles Turner jersey for, I believe it was my birthday over the summer, and then like a couple weeks later they announced that new jerseys, and I was really upset because I still have one of those old, they're not Nike but Adidas, I believe, the old Adidas jerseys.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna complain. I may get me, like, for my birthday this summer, I might get me a Vic jersey, or I don't know, or maybe when I get some extra cash on me, which probably is never. So, because we're all college students, and, well, at least Dylan and I are, and we don't have much money. But yet I'm still planning on probably going to Pacers games. I mean, as I said, I want to get to one, at least. I don't want my only Pacer game of the season to be against Maccabi Haifa. I mean,
I would be perfectly fine with that being my only game. That was a perfect game for me to be gone to.
I mean, it was fun, but I actually want to see a game that matters.
You told me the game against Josh Smith didn't matter. How dare you?
No, because he got cut shortly afterwards.
You know what? It was the effort he gave, and that was clear and throughout the entire game.
Whatever. But yeah, those are the details for.
It is now out. So
the tweet.
Go retweet, go follow.
Yep.
And go win a jersey.
I mean, if not already following us, then you wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
But just in case you're following us on our YouTube and not on Twitter, which would be very rare. But, I mean, because whatever. But yeah, go retweet that. Go follow us. And go win yourself a nice Pacers jersey. And we will, as Dylan said, announce it next week on the show. But until then, for Dylan Deanhart, I'm Cody Emerson. Have a great week, everybody, and go Pacers.